This broadcast will start in 15 seconds. This broadcast will start in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The Voice of Stockton. For more information on The Voice of Stockton, go to thevoiceofstockton.org.
The views and opinions expressed in the following program do not necessarily reflect those of KXVS The Voice of Stockton or its parents, affiliates, management, and staff.
Yes. Good evening and welcome to St. Mary's Ice Hockey Program. I'm the host, Rick Pulaski, and we have several guests with us tonight with my co-host, Zach Lytle, next to me. I don't know how you guys are looking at it, but from my left to my right, handsome Jack Hansen is with us tonight. And he doesn't want me to say this, but I always say this. He goes by Alex, but his real name is Alexander Gano. And we have Maxwell, a.k.a. Max Clark, with us. Welcome, boys. That's the speaking part. That's when you say thanks or happy we're here.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
We didn't want to be anywhere else.
I wouldn't want to. No way. I would not want to be doing homework.
Exactly. All right. So let's get to it. We're going to talk to you guys about your hockey backgrounds a little bit, what you think of St. Mary's so far. We're going to get into. We had a question from a viewer already. And we'll get to that in a minute, and then we'll talk about some of the weekend games. I know Zach Lytle's got about 30 minutes of speaking for us tonight. Right, Zach? No, not that much. Okay, 28. All right, so here we go. We're going to start off with Jack Hansen. Jack, talk to us about, give us your height, weight, what position you play, how much you where you played prior to coming to St. Mary's and why you might have come to St. Mary's.
All right, my name is Jack Hansen, and I'm 140 pounds, 5'10". I played in Santa Clara for 2 years before I came to St. Mary's, and 5 years in Stockton.
For the Stockton Colts?
Yeah, for Stockton Colts. And then,
Yep. So why did you come to St. Mary's?
I came to St. Mary's because, Coach Eisler invited me, and it seemed like a good opportunity, so I came.
Thank you, Jack. You did very well for your first speaking.
Thank you.
Now we go over to Mr. Gano. Gano, your same questions.
Oh, so my name's Alex Gano, and I'm 6'2", 165 pounds. And before this, I played in Stockton for the Stockton Squirrels. And then, what is it? You don't like the Squirrels? What's wrong with the Squirrels? Okay, so, yeah. And then before the Squirrels, it was mostly the Colts. And I came to St. Mary's because I was invited. So basically the same reason as him.
What was his reason? I forgot.
Me too. What was your reason?
Okay. We got three of the most quietest kids on the team here, so we're going to have to help them out a little bit tonight, folks. All right. Now we go over to Mr. Max Clark. A little bit about yourself. And go back to Alex for a second. You're a senior this year, correct?
Correct.
And Jack,
I'm a junior.
You're a junior. And Mr. Clark is also a junior. But go ahead and give us a little bit about you, how tall you are, how much you weigh, what position you would be playing if you were playing. And then we'll talk a little bit about your injury. But go ahead.
I'm 130 pounds, and
they'll never know, so just spit it out. I mean, whether you're 120 or 130, they'll never know the difference.
5'9". So
5'9"?
Yeah, 5'8", 5'9", I think. So.
And what position do you play?
Usually.
They're killing me all. What position do you play?
Usually center.
Usually center. Okay.
Yeah.
So earlier this year, probably a couple months ago or so, something happened to you. You might want to explain to the folks what happened and where we're going from here. Take your hand away from your mouth. Speak into the microphone.
Yeah, I tore my ACL and
How did
Yeah.
you tear your ACL?
I
What is an ACL?
don't know.
Definition, please.
I just ran into the boards weird, awkwardly, and I just happened to fall. I just fell on my back weird, and yeah, I just like ran into. I hit my leg into the boards, and I fell on my back, and I landed with my leg under me.
So, and what's the you're going into surgery? What day is that you're going into surgery?
The 28th.
28th of this month.
Yeah.
So they're going to go in and try to repair the ACL. Coach, maybe you can help us out on the ACL. What is the ACL?
It's a ligament that keeps his knee together, gives him stability in his knee. And I've seen him for almost 2 months now after the injury, and he looks like he has pretty good stability in his knee. So hopefully they can go in, and through a miracle, maybe it's not as bad as we all think it might be.
Yeah, so we're hoping. We don't know. They're saying 6 months, I think, or something like that for recovery. Hopefully it'll be quicker than that, and we'll get him back on the ice with his team. We'd like to see him back by the end of the year, but we'll just have to see how bad the tear is and how much damage was done in there. So we wish you the best, Max. You're still part of the team. We miss you. We need you. We're a little short-handed without you. So get your butt back out there as quick as you can. We did have a question from a viewer, Mrs. Kimberly Clark. No, the same name as Maxwell Clark. She said, how is this different than what you guys have been playing, different leagues that you've been playing? How is the intensity of the game, and what are the pros by coming to the St. Mary's program? And why don't you speak up? Anyone?
Oh, for me, it's different. It's definitely, I think the biggest thing for me is the ice time, because we're skating 5 days a week. So it's
And
better.
weight room too?
The weight room every day too.
Yeah, so that's pretty good. What's the, like, Santa Clara you played for? What was there? How many nights a week did you practice?
We practice 2 nights a week with Dryland on both those days as well.
Yeah, so and you're on the ice maybe an hour or
An hour and a half.
around an hour and a half, so you're getting maybe 3 hours of hockey ice training plus whatever dry land you had.
Yeah.
So St. Mary's, you're getting about an hour and a half a day for 5 days, and that's probably about 8 hours. Is that close to that? I'm figuring it in my head, which 7.5, 8 hours of ice time plus at least an hour a day in the weight room. So the program is really fit for you guys to move on in your careers, whether it be college or juniors or whatever. So, Alex, tell me how it is for you. I mean, as far as the training and what you've been used to, and what's going on here with St. Mary's.
Like he said, it's a lot different with having 5 days a week instead of 2, because every team I've been on has had 2 practices a week. So it's like a lot more ice time, and then I like told myself I was going to go to the gym, but I never did. So like having it every single day is different for me for sure.
And by the end of the season, I think you guys are all going to be stronger. And Max, I know you're not on the ice right now, but I did go by for a weight training session, and you were in there, which kind of shocked me. But he's working everything but his bad knee. And so how's that coming for you? Are you happy that you're part of the team and you're doing stuff with the team?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you okay, bud? You didn't take any medication before you came in here?
Mm-mm.
All right, good. Just checking. Just
That's what
checking.
I'm saying.
All right. Well, this weekend we opened up a 2-game series against Bellarmine High School. We had one over in the Bay Area in San Jose, and then we followed up with a home game here on Sunday. We'll go into some stats on that here in a minute. I just want to get the boys' reaction because I was at the game in both facilities. It was pretty good to see you guys go out there. Now, they're both wins, by the way, for St. Mary's, which is a great start. I think they weren't really prepared to see what we've been doing, but we've been in training for, 3 weeks or so, and they had just started that week in training, so the first game out, you guys, any of you can talk about it, but you guys kind of jumped them right away out of the gate, scoring goals. And how did you feel about going out there for your first time as a team? You can all have a speak on that.
I thought it was pretty good. It's nice to see everyone. We had 7 different scorers in the first game, so it's nice to see everyone contributing to everything.
And Alex, talk about your goal. That was a beauty. I still see it as it going in the net.
I didn't do anything. I just shot the puck. Yeah, that was it.
Yeah, he shot it from the blue line, and the people know hockey. I mean, it was a blast, and it went right over the goalie's shoulder into the top of the net, and it seemed like every time they scored, we'd answer within the next shift, and just kept taking the sting away from them. And you guys played well. Now, I'm going to ask you about. I can't go to you right now. Okay, relax. Give me the puppy dog eyes. Just take it easy. How was it to play in front of that crowd at Oak Park? I mean, that was pretty special for me to see that many people in the stands. Go ahead, Al.
It was good. It was. I mean, there's not that normally any crowd besides your parents, so to have like a bunch of people there is different than
What would you
normal.
say the crowd was? I'm thinking it was 250 to 300 people is what I
don't know, but Coach said it was 400.
Oh, we'll use his. I like his number. It's bigger than mine.
Yeah.
Yeah, but 400 people, you guys take the eyes, they're cheering, let's go Rams, and they had the band there and the cheerleaders. I mean, to play in front of a crowd like that, do you think it put more pressure on you than you normally go out and just play your game?
To me, it felt the same. I didn't really feel any different playing in front of a crowd with that many people.
What about you, Jack?
I was a little nervous before the game, but then as soon as you get out there,
You start playing,
you
it's
just
like any
kinda
other.
play. It's just like every other game.
Yeah. What? And Max, you were on the bench.
Yeah.
What was your take on the big crowd that you had? We got 55 minutes, Max, so don't hurry your
I guess-
answer.
Yeah, it was exciting 'cause, like Alex said, you never see that many people in there, so at the same time, yeah, that's all I gotta say.
job.
We're keeping you up, babe, aren't you? It's past
Yeah.
your bedtime. I got you. All right, this is Coach Zach. What was your take on both games? And then we'll get into some of the stats.
Well, first off, you got to be careful about who you invite to do this show. You got to have people that actually communicate well. I'm not talking about myself. I'm no better than these kids, but they're just terrible. I thought the first game they played really well, and like you said, we were preparing to play a game for a while, and Bellarmine has just started their process, so we took advantage of that. And then the second game, I know the kids say, well, it's just a game. It felt the same. They were nervous, and they played like it. And they were trying to show off a little bit and making the silly mistakes that they wouldn't normally make. And the reason I know that that's a fact is because players in this room and all the players, not all the players, but the players on the bench that I heard kept coming back to the bench saying, I suck. I can't play. I'm being terrible. Over and over and over again, because they knew they were messing up and not playing to their best. But it was, then you play in front of a crowd like that, it's definitely not something they're used to. It changes how you do things.
So, your next journey in this hockey league for this year, you guys are headed to Colorado. Have you guys played in Colorado? What do you think about going there now that I got to tell you, if you haven't played there, it's going to be a little different because of the thin air. But Jack, have you played Colorado prior?
I have not played in Colorado prior to this.
So
Ever.
I will give you guys hints that happen. Have you played there?
Yeah.
Did you feel a difference?
I don't remember. It was like I was a peewee, so it's been a while, and I was goalie, so it was completely different. Like I wasn't skating up and down like that. I was just a goalie.
Yeah, I know that you need to take a lot more water up there to keep your stamina going and you don't get wore out. But so that trip is the end of the month, I believe, right?
28th.
28th. That's right. I can't forget that date. My little buddy gets his knee fixed. So that is your next. I'm getting questions sent in to me. It says, question for the team from who's Gilmore Tuttle? This is unbelievable. This is live TV, folks. I mean, it's fantastic. It says, who will they be playing in Minnesota? Maybe
I have no idea.
I don't know yet. Haven't seen a schedule
on my
yet.
phone. I can check.
That's a good question, Mr. Bryant, that you sent to me, but I don't know the teams yet. They're looking to see who we do play, but that is not until September. That's our.
It's
Go ahead.
September. What do
Do you
mean?
know who
Isn't
you're playing?
It's
Come on, Gunnar.
October.
October,
and we
excuse me.
play Valor Christian, Fountain Valley, Prairie View, and Saint Rita, something like that. What do you
These-
think? Is that? Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, so there are the 4 teams, Mr. Bryan. I hope we answered your question as quick as we could. So then your first league games are going to be in October.
October 12th,
And who do you play there, Alex?
St. John, something.
Bosco.
And then you can read it.
And then we got
Damien.
and then
Orange.
Orange Lutheran.
Orange Lutheran.
They've won the state championship a couple of years recently.
Not this year.
They're pretty good.
And that's in Anaheim. So the team will be traveling down there to play those games. So it was a good start to the season. Again, we're going to have a lot of firsts this year because this is our first year. Makes sense, right? So I got some stats. Do you guys remember who scored the first goal for you guys over in San Jose?
Hunter Hayes.
Hunter Hayes
Yeah.
with assists to.
They have that wrong on the card.
It's Anthony, though, isn't it?
Yeah, it's Anthony got the assist.
Got the assist. They got 7, but
They got
it's
the right
17.
number. Yeah, they put the wrong number.
They only saw half his jersey, maybe. But so that was the first goal, away game. And like you said earlier, Jack, that I love people texting me while I'm talking. I can't read and talk at the same time. But anyhow, 7 different players scored in that game. That's got to make you feel good, Coach. That you're not, because most of the time in the club teams, you usually have 1 or 2 players that are like exceptional, and the rest of the team is, for lack of a better word, mediocre, or good players, but their skill level's not there. That's probably a better way of saying it.
Yeah.
So how, from a coaching standpoint, how does that help you or not help you? I think it helps you, but you tell me.
Well, we have good balance all the way through the lineup. You know, all 3 of these kids played for me a few years ago with a Bantam team, and you know, we had some fun games where Alex and Max in particular on penalty kills. I think we scored more penalty kill shorthanded goals than other teams scored against us because they're so skilled with the puck. So up and down the lineup, if you can balance it out and everybody feels like they're pulling the rope in the same direction, and it's better for everybody's morale. It's great.
And that's one other thing that I didn't point out. In that game, you had a goal every which way. You had a full-strength goal, power play goal, and a shorthanded goal.
Yeah, the shorthanded goal was a beauty.
Talk about that,
Well,
Coach.
Good job, Clayton.
The big kid, Clayton, the 400-pounder, if he decides that he's going to go to the net, then good luck stopping him. And he did, and he scored. And you could tell he was really excited about it because when he got back to the bench, he was a totally different person. It was like he was possessed. And then he apologized immediately and profusely for his outburst. It was pretty funny.
Yeah, the boys kind of razzed him on talking about, you know, that put us up, I think, 6-2 at that point, or somewhere in that vicinity. And the saying goes, I guess, in hockey, that you don't celebrate when you're pounding another team or adding a goal. It's just supposed to be nonchalant, but it was his first goal, and he was excited.
It was a great goal.
It was a great goal.
Yeah.
He powered his way in, used his body, and then
We had a lot of great goals.
Yeah.
I think I don't remember every goal right off the top of my head, but I do remember seeing a lot of good hockey plays. Like
Yeah.
they were just playing hockey. It was good.
Yeah, they were supporting each other and did a good job. Now, here's another question to the 3 of you, and any of you can answer. It's not a trick question. I always got to tell them that because they think that's coming. Who got our first penalty of the.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Good guess.
So, and do you know what it was for?
No.
Is it hooking or
High sticking.
There you go. That's it. High stick. So those are two first. And
first win?
First win, yeah, absolutely.
Kristen?
And it was good all around game. I don't know from where I was watching the game, and you might think different, Zach. So let's jump in there. It looked like they kind of were either gassed in the third period a little bit. They weren't. To me, it looked like the game had slowed down, and I don't know whether because we had a lead and they thought, well, we're just going to coast it in, or they were expended. I mean,
I think so. I think when you score a bunch of goals, that everybody wants that feeling. I was thinking about this earlier today. Scoring goals and winning are like the two best feelings in hockey. They're great. Like that's all you want to do. But there's lots of little details to create those opportunities to score. And when you're winning, handedly, you feel liberty. Like I'm gonna hang on to the puck longer. I'm gonna do a little bit more. And so you run into that where it sort of slows the game down. You feel like you're trying to speed things up and try and score, but in reality is you're slowing the game down too much.
Yeah, well, but again, it was a great win. You guys had to feel pretty good about that, coming out of nowhere and developing the team, and then going out to the first win of the season. Then we came home on Sunday, but before we get there, I was very fortunate to take a van full of you youngsters to the game. That's how we get bus to games, through vans. And Coach Zach was already in San Jose, so I got nominated to take this group. And these three gentlemen were in the van that I was driving. Plus we had a few more. And on the way over, I thought I was in church because I could have dropped a pin in that van and heard it drop. Everybody had their earbuds in and they were doing their own thing, and they were probably getting mindset for the game or whatnot. Well, after the win, I found out what an ox cord is. I had no idea what an ox cord is. I'm thinking it's something you grab an ox by and pull them around, but that wasn't it. It's an auxiliary cord. I was schooled, so at 64 years old, I could still learn things. So, unfortunately, one of the boys that were in the van, we'll say his name is Kyle, maybe.
Yes, Kyle.
Yes,
He
Kyle
found
Whitman.
one. And
Yeah.
I'm from Sinatra era, 70s era, that type of music, metal music. But I was introduced to rap.
Good music.
NF.
Well, I don't know that it's good music. That's an opinion. And you're entitled to it.
Yes.
I put a C in front of the rap, so you figure that out what that means.
That means crap.
Oh, thank you for bringing that up. But it was good. The music had a great beat. Some of the words were a little bit out there, but the boys had a good time, and so I let it go only because it was their first win and it was a good time. But those trips to L.A.,
There won't be an auxiliary cord on the trips to LA.
that's an ox cord, Zach. Just
Okay,
you got to.
sorry.
They won't know what you're
There
talking
won't be
about.
music on the trips to LA.
But so then we come home to
News radio all the way down.
news radio.
I don't.
We come home the next day to Stockton Oak Park to play their first home game. So that game was a good game also. Bellarmine figured out we were a hockey team, so they came out a little bit more prepared to play that game. Actually, they scored the first goal of the game in the first period. And Alex, unfortunately, you were the guy, and you were talking about this earlier before we went on the air with me, that the guy was the guy you were defending. But that could happen. You just happen to be the guy. So walk through that and what happened and that type of thing.
So he just skated the puck in, and then I tried to block it, but it didn't hit me, and it just went in the net.
Just
So
that
that's
simple.
how it happened. Yeah.
Yeah. What would you have done different?
Blocked the shot.
Right, but how would you have blocked this?
Uh,
What would you have done different in your positioning, I guess is what I'm trying to get at. Anything? You'd have done the same thing and
I just would have lined my body up with the puck better instead of just like lining up with him.
yeah. So, but that was okay. You guys did not score in the first period, but you guys came out in the second and started scoring. and went on to win the game 5-3. That was a pretty contested game. I asked Alex earlier before we went on the air about what did you guys think it was going to be. When did you start feeling that you were going to win the game? So I'm going to ask you that question.
Well, I didn't really. To me, for some reason, I never felt like we were gonna lose. I just felt like we were in control of the game. We just weren't putting the puck in the net. And once we started scoring, I felt like we had the games.
Now, Coach, you heard that.
How many posts did you hit?
That's where I was
Three
going.
in one shift.
3 in 1 shift. Yeah.
3 in 1 shift, and you're out on there for 30 seconds. But we overpowered them, like I said, for most of the game. I mean, we were in our offensive zone most of the time. And the only when we weren't, we had a couple times we had a tough time getting out of our own end, and then I think they just got a couple shots that went by our goaltender. But for the most part, the whole weekend was a success. It's a good start for St. Mary's. You got a lot ahead of you, and you'll be playing some tough teams when you go to Colorado. So that will be interesting when you go there and see the competition you're facing. Do you know any of the competition there, Coach?
No, but I'm sure that they'll be very good. Much tougher than our first few games that we'll have this year.
Now, as a coach, you look at both those games, and we came out victorious in both of them. Is there something that you saw? I mean, anytime, even when you win, there's things that you can do to improve what you did. Where do you think, if you dissect that game, what do you think is some of the things that we could have done a little bit better, or we did things perfect? I don't think you guys ever think that. But
no, I think we could have managed our shift length better. We don't have a large roster, so we have to be mindful of how long we're on the ice. We can't take long shifts. And so we need to recognize, okay, I've been up and down the rink. It's time to get off. Once you're tired and you don't have a big bench, you never will. You can't fully recover. And so it's important that they manage the shift length. And then I thought in the first game in San Jose, because there wasn't a home crowd, I thought they moved the puck really well. I thought we passed the puck well, and we found open people. And in Oak Park and Stockton, like I said earlier, they're trying to do a little too much, maybe showing off a little bit, and we didn't pass the puck nearly as well. So
this week, I've been fortunate to go to some of the practices. I see you guys are working on certain things. Why don't you tell everybody about what you're doing and why you're doing it and that type of thing?
We're just trying to establish some patterns and some routes on the ice that the kids know, where they're supposed to be and how to get there. Just some simple breakout stuff and simple forecheck patterns that they can, hopefully rely on. And when they're in the heat of the game, it's just sort of automatic, and they just know how to go or where to go.
Kind of like putting your pants on. You put the same.
Yeah,
foot
you don't
the
think
same,
about it anymore after a while.
It just becomes normal. Now, you guys have been around hockey a long time. Talk about ice space, how you create it, why you create it, that type of thing. Do you guys want Zach to handle that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, as an example, if let's say you're on a line rush for, so you're bringing the puck from your end to the other team's end. You want to move people on the other team out of the good ice, and so if you.
So what is good ice? Let's stop there. Let's dissect this for the person that's just learning hockey. These guys at the table know what you're talking about. I have an idea what you're talking about, but some people have no idea what you're talking about. So kind of, if you can break that down just a little bit more.
Well, you want to be in the middle of the rink with the puck for the best opportunity to score, and so that's the best ice, is right in the middle. So the other team knows that as well, and they put people there to stop you. And so you have to move the puck to get those people out of there, and then you have to fill that space quickly and move the puck into that space quickly to take advantage of it. It's not easy to do, but that's what makes hockey great, is you have to keep plugging away.
To clear that out, do you send players through there, and hopefully one of the, if it's a defenseman, I'm just going to say defenseman, hopefully he follows that player and opens up that ice space, and then
Yeah,
somebody
no,
else slides
exactly.
in there.
Like in today's practice, with your grandson Anthony, there were a couple of instances where he would trail behind the puck and feel like he's helping the puck by being behind it, but in reality, we'd like him more driving the middle lane, drive the middle of the ice, and use that speed that he has to push the other team's D back and open up that ice behind for
him.
someone else.
Right.
And so, sometimes you have to sacrifice a little bit. You might not make the pretty play, but because you were able to skate and push somebody out of where they want to be into a place they don't really want to be, it opened up ice for someone else.
So these are the things that, like Coach Zach's talking about, that if you're new to hockey or watching it, we had a lot of comments from the people that came out and watched, first-time people, and they look at the game. It's pretty fast. It's a lot faster than they believe. That was the comment by probably 10 people that talked to me in the lobby after the game. We didn't realize how fast the game was, how you guys are on your skates. Max and I were talking today at the practice, and it's amazing to see you guys out there skating, and I correlated it to football and baseball. Football, you go out and you play a down or a play, and then you get to relax. You go in the huddle, you come up with your next play. Defense talks about it, so you got 25 or 30 seconds, whatever it is, in between the snaps to figure out what you're doing or what went wrong. Or I can tell Alex, hey, I'm going to come in this hole here, so stay to your right, or take your guy to the right. A lot of that stuff they can do. Baseball the same way. In between pitches, the coaches or the players can say, hey, this guy hits more to the left, so let's swing that way, or whatever it might be. So you have time to communicate. Out there, once that puck drops and the play is live, the kid with the puck has to figure out what I'm going to do with this puck, where I'm going to go. Got to stay in his skates. Just people go out and skate without having to think. And you haven't skated for a long time or don't know how to skate. Just skating in itself is a marvel. But you guys skate frontwards, backwards, with speed. You don't climb. Normally you don't hit the boards when you go in there, but you can turn on a dime. It blows my mind. And then you have to have the concept of the game. Where am I going to go with this puck? What am I going to do with it? So talk about that a little bit, Alex. Like, what you're a defenseman, so you're the quarterback of the team. They turn the puck over, we get the puck in our defensive zone, and now we're moving up ice. Talk about your mindset of what you're looking for and that type of thing.
We're just trying to get the puck down the rink as fast as possible in the most efficient way, so you can get the puck, like he said, to the middle and try and get the best chances to score goals. So as soon as you get it, you want to turn and make a quick decision and not take your time that you don't have to make a play that isn't there.
But normally, I guess you could go up the middle of the ice, and that does happen once in a while. But like you said, like Coach Zach said, they know that. So in between the dots is what terminology it is, which is the face-off dot. There's dots all the way down both sides, so the middle would be inside of that. But normally your passes, for the most part, go to a board, and then that guy's sitting there analyzing what's going on. Then he makes the second pass. Hopefully, somebody cutting through the middle.
So you try to move the puck from the outside to the middle once you get in the offensive zone.
Right. And as a defenseman, once you're in the offensive zone, you're on the blue line. So you're the protector if they get the puck and they're going back the other way. But offensively, what are you looking for there? Are you looking to get a puck, go down low with it, or shoot it, or what makes you decide to either go down or go to your other defensive partner or shoot the puck?
Answer the question like a normal defenseman, not like yourself.
I'm not a normal defenseman.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
So I don't know. Well, it kind of just depends on where the other team is positioned. If you have a lot of space, you can walk the puck in and take a better shot. But if you don't, you can either dump it back in the zone or take a shot right away or give it to your partner, just depending on what's open.
What's open. So your brain is processing all this even when you don't have the puck. So when you do get the puck, I'm going to go here because I know my partner's open, or I got a guy down in the corner because they're bunching in the middle. I can get it to him, or I'm going to step up because I got a lot of space between me and the guy defending you, and you take a shot, hope for a rebound, or hopefully it goes in. Those are what you're looking at then.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to make it easy for you. I am trying to make it
Well,
easy.
it's a hard part of the game for Alex right now because he's so skilled.
Yes, he is.
He can beat a lot of people,
Yes.
but eventually he's going to run into people that are equally as skilled, and he's got to learn to move the puck.
Yeah.
So that's a big challenge for him right now. Like we had in practice last week or this week. At the end, coach put in a 2-on-1 game, where his only job was just move the puck, defend and move the puck, and he didn't like that game too much.
No, I did not.
This is your first year playing defense. Am I correct?
Kind of.
For like your permanent.
Well, like I play defense, but normally it's because when I get it, I kind of just skate the puck most of the time. But on this team, it's like I'm supposed to like move the puck.
Be
and,
more
like,
disciplined,
yes,
right?
And
Yeah.
play, like with my forwards more.
Just so the people know his background, he was a center most of his career. Actually, a little known fact, I know it because I saw him play way back when he was like 8 or something. I don't know how old you were, but he was a goaltender and a good one. I watched him play for a couple of years. Probably at that time, one of the best goalies that I've ever seen. And I'm not blowing smoke because I do believe that. And then I don't know what made you told your parents, hey, I want to skate out, which is the other position. So,
Yeah.
and he's taken off. Alex is very good. He's got good hands. He's got, is he talking? He's got great hands, and he moves the puck well. He's an offensive-minded defenseman, and there's several. Give me a couple NHLers that are offensive defensemen.
The Sharks just got one today.
Eric Carlson.
He just became a Shark today.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, so there's Chris Letang, I would think, would be one that's an offensive defenseman. There's several of them. Burns is an offensive defenseman.
Yeah.
Brett Burns. These are the guys that see the openings as a defenseman. A lot of guys play their position very well as a defenseman, so they don't want to get beat to the net. They don't want somebody to score on them, so they really focus on that part of the game rather than the offensive part. Does that sound about right, Coach? Very good. That was a nod to yes, because he's sharing the mic with.
Have the mic.
Yeah, but so in retrospect, looking back at last weekend, I'm going to go to each one of you. So I'm going to you last, Max. So think about what I'm saying, so you have an answer. What was no? You go first. What was the best thing you remember? Oh, I got one for you. I know what the best thing for you was, but go ahead. If you don't say it, I will.
All right. The best thing from this weekend was scoring the first home goal.
And when was the last time you scored a goal? Because I heard somebody talk about that. So
Saturday.
no, before. No, I'm talking about. I'm not going to talk.
It's been a while.
Like
A long time.
like how long is a long time?
Like 3 years.
All right, Jack. That a boy. Okay.
If you've seen him shot, you know why it's been.
Yeah, it's pretty embarrassing.
The shot that you made the first day, that was the one. He's on the blue line, folks. Now Godot made one earlier in the game, and he blasted it. I mean, it was a hard shot, went in the top part of the goal. Jack shot one for pretty close to the same goal, but if you were let me ask you something. What is that golf terminology? You topped it. You topped the ball. Does that sound right?
He chunked it more than anything.
He chunked it. So I'm behind the net. I'm watching it, and this puck.
You could read the writing on the puck.
The goaltender is being screened by 2 or 3 of our guys and his defenseman, and Jack shoots the puck, and the goaltender's looking for it. He's thinking he's looking around people. He's going down, and the puck's on the ice the whole time, and it goes right by him into the back of the goal. And I don't think the goaltender ever knew it was a goal until the referee blew the whistle and pointed at the net. But it doesn't matter. Like I told you that day, that goal is the same as a guy like Gano blasting it in the back. It counts the same. So when you take the blast and somebody deflects it away from the net, those are the ones you get. So it evens out. What was your
My favorite thing was my goal I scored in the second game. That wasn't Luka, but he said it was him.
Who said it was him?
Luka.
Oh, well,
And then
Lucas says they're
he-
all his.
He said that I didn't do anything, but I shot it, and he didn't do anything, and then said I didn't do anything. So,
So who got the goal? What?
well, I think he got it because he told the ref it was him.
To Luca.
Can't read that. It's too small.
Let's see. Let's go to the score sheet, folks. Let's go. Second, was it the second goal?
I don't know.
It was the third goal, fourth goal.
Whichever one says Luca scored it. You can cross it out and put my name though.
That you got an assist.
Oh,
That
yeah.
one, yeah, great. But you actually got the goal. That one shows. Just had it here. Luca from your defense partner Clayton, and you. That's what the.
Oh yeah.
That's the official, unofficial score. Sometimes they don't come across, and I got to say this little thing. Usually, when we're a home game, I work the penalty box, and the referees come over and give the penalties and all that type of thing. And it's kind of funny because they'll come over and name three numbers: 8, 10, 12. So 8's the goal, 10's the assist, and 12's the assist. And we'll look, and we don't have a 10 or a 12. So then we have to figure out who it is. And I think that's what happened.
That was your that was your goal on Saturday. They gave it to 25. We don't have a 25 jersey.
Right. They don't go up that high. So, okay, Max, you got an answer for me?
Yeah, okay. My favorite part of the weekend was just winning both games, I think, and just seeing everybody together winning, if that makes any sense. And
Yeah, it does.
considering it was our first game ever, the first two games ever, yeah, I thought it was exciting to win both of them.
What'd you think of that crowd, though? I mean, you've played at Oak Park for all your whole hockey career. How was it when you came out of the locker room and you looked up and said, "Holy buckets, what is going
Yeah, it was
on here?"
definitely a lot different from past
Yeah,
events.
when you have, and it's neat to have your parents there, but when you have student body there and they were all cheering for you guys, it was a special day for you guys, and hopefully you continue the winning ways down the road. So, any thoughts about your next games in Anaheim?
We're gonna win.
Oh, Alex put a bold thing out. How many are you going to win? We'll play, 3 down there, I think?
We play 3.
3.
Oh, we're gonna win 3.
Attaboy. What do you think, Jack?
I think we'll win all 3.
What do you? Well, you're not going down, so I'm not
You
going to.
gotta stay positive.
You got to stay positive, absolutely. Back to coaching here a little bit. What are you guys going to be working on in the next couple weeks, getting ready to go down? Well, actually, you're going to go to Colorado first, right? Yes.
Yeah, Colorado
So,
first.
what are you guys going to get the team together and I know Coach this week was on skating. He talked about that early in the week. But then we got next week and then one more. Or no, maybe it's the following week. You guys go. Talk about what your mindset is and what you're going to try to get these guys to play like, and go from there.
Well, we want them to get into good habits in everything that they do. Like for our D, when they pass the puck, do they have good, are their feet right underneath them? Are they using their hands properly? All those little things. The forwards, are they on the wall? The wingers, when they're on the wall, are they catching the puck and being able to move? Or they get their eyes up? I mean, it's just simple, fundamental stuff. If you're good with the fundamentals and you have talent, then you can let your talent shine. But if your fundamentals are bad, then your talent just won't ever show itself.
So, a lot of people say go back to the basics, and that's
Yeah,
what
exactly.
you're talking about.
Yeah.
Look at you guys are up on the board here, St. Mary's. Now, when you guys get together as a team, I'm going to ask you who the hot dog is in the locker room. How about that?
What does that mean?
Really?
I don't know what that means. Who's the hot dog? What does that mean? I've never heard
The
that.
show off, the loudmouth.
Clayton.
Yeah, Clayton.
He
What do you
talks a lot.
He admitted that, though. So that's
Yeah,
not
he
a
did.
surprise.
He's called Melon. Okay, you guys nicknamed him Melon. What's your nickname,
I
Jack?
don't have a nickname.
Yes,
John.
Yes, they call John. They call you John.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
No,
what?
everyone calls him John.
What about
What
you?
they call you John too?
No,
Just
him.
call
him-
Him, John.
What do
I
they
don't
call
have
you?
a
Doesn't
nickname.
have one yet.
The Gnu or Gano?
That's his nickname. He calls me Gnu.
Canoe.
Do you have a nickname, Max?
Maxwell.
Gimp.
I call him Maxwell.
Waterboy.
Junzo.
So, who's got the craziest name?
Like nickname?
Yeah,
Sean.
Sean. And what's his nickname?
Say it.
Thanos.
Denos.
Thanos.
Like from the Avengers movie,
Oh, the
Thanos.
Avengers movie. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
the background behind that is
He looks like Thanos.
Sean will be here one day to defend himself. You remember that? So
He's accepted it. It's okay.
He makes fun about himself, so.
yeah. Well, that means he's pretty secure of who he is. Then I would say if you're making fun of yourself.
yeah.
Anything that you guys can think about that you guys played? Any tidbits? Some of the shenanigans that go on that we don't know about? Nobody will ever hear it. It'll be just our little secret here.
That all starts on the road.
Yeah.
All that stuff happens when you go on road trips.
So after your first trip to Anaheim, you're going to have some stuff for us, huh?
Like
Sure.
At Bellarmine, with Bellarmine when we went on trips, they used to shoe check people, and so you'd be at dinner as a group, and somebody would disappear. It was always the same kid doing it too, right? You figure out who the prankster is. So they'd go and sneak under a table and put ketchup on somebody's shoe. And then they'd clink their glass, and you knew, okay, you better check your shoes. And if you had ketchup on your shoe, you had to sing a song in front of everybody in the restaurant.
Like what kind of song, Coach?
Oh, you could like a Taylor Swift song or a Humpty Dumpty song. It'd be whatever song somebody picks
Nah,
for you.
If someone puts ketchup on my
And
shoe,
then, you know, you used to be able to say, well, I don't know the words to that, but now they can find the words on their phones pretty quick, so they can pick any song they want pretty much.
I'm going to put ketchup on Kyle's Jordans.
How did that story came up? That was. Go ahead, talk. You know about it. Go ahead. Say.
Clayton put Sharpie on Kyle's white Jordans.
And what kind of? How much money are those Jordans? 'Cause they're not cheap.
I don't know, a lot. I don't have Jordans, but Kyle was really mad and Clayton was really scared.
Oh, did it come off?
I think. I don't know. I would have to ask Kyle.
In case you guys don't remember Kyle, he was on the last show with the blonde hair.
He was afraid of Kyle? He was afraid of
Yes.
Kyle.
Like I went there like 10 minutes after and he was like he still seemed scared.
So all in all, you guys are having a good time with the team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll get Maxie back out there. Big
Yeah.
number 8 on your radio dial. Get him. He doesn't talk much, but he plays well. So
Yeah, anybody that was at the game on Sunday and watched Alex, who was number 18, Max is the same kind of player. He
Yep.
just has the puck's on his stick, and he does what he wants with it pretty much.
and this came out of Alex's mouth, so I'm not. This is. I asked him. I said, "You can go through everybody." He did. I've watched him do it several times. Go through, make people look stupid. Go through, and then he goes, "You know, what my problem is like, then I lose the puck." Go ahead.
I can't finish.
You
I'll do
can't
all the
fin-
work and then I'll miss the net or shoot it right at the goalie or something. I just can't finish the goal.
Well,
It's,
you got-
it's a problem.
Yeah,
Like,
hit a
I don't know
post.
what to
Is
do.
it in
Cost
your?
us state
But is the
championship.
problem in your head?
No, I just
Yeah.
there's something with my skills. You know, I gotta get better.
Well, even the NHLers are getting better. So, I guess that will do it for tonight's show. Unless anybody else has any parting comments, I want to thank Jack Hansen, Alex Gano,
Yes.
Maxwell the Talker Clark, and my good buddy Coach Zach for another nice show. Hope people tuned in. I give a shout out to our board man behind me, He doesn't like to be called Big Ed, but I call him Big Ed. Ed, he's been here all night with us. He's the one that does all the work. We just talk, and he makes us look good. Not so much me, but the rest of the guys look pretty good. What did you guys think of the makeup jobs you guys shot tonight?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's no fixing this.
There's no fixing it. You look good, though. They put the powder on you. You're not sweating. It's all good stuff. So we'll see you in 2 weeks. And then I think you guys are headed to Colorado after that. So.
You already got the commitment. You got Coach.
Oh, that's right. Thanks for bringing it up. And somebody texted me while we were talking. Coach Derek Eisler will be here in person on our next show. So tune in. He's a great conversationalist. He talks like a Canadian. We'll have to ask him this on the next show. He talks like a Canadian, but he's from Oakland, California. So you guys figure that out. Until next time, keep your feet on the ground and reach for the stars. Dreams are what it's all about. Good night and have a good evening.